Locker room is open for student athlete availability. Hey, Coach. How you doing? Good. I'm not sure. I think it's probably okay. It looks nutritious to me. Looks nutritious. We're joined now by Texas Tech head coach Chris Beard, as well as student athletes Matt Mooney and Noren Zodiace. We'll ask Coach Beard to open things up with a statement. Then we'll take questions first for the student athletes. Coach.
Just on behalf of everybody in our program, I just want to congratulate Michigan State on another Final Four berth, championship season, and have so much respect for them. When you are in games like this and you have like a week to prepare, I basically watched every game Michigan State played this year, every interview, every article, and you just kind of really get to know somebody. And this is one of the class programs of all college basketball. So Coach Izzo's handshake and kind words to me after the game is something I'll never forget in my career. And so personally, that was pretty cool. In terms of our players, I'm just really happy for these guys. We knew we weren't going to out-tough Michigan State, but we wanted to try to match their toughness. And then in the basketball game, there were some things we had to get done, and we knew it had to be a low-turnover game. I think we had, maybe 1 or 2 turnovers in the second half, so that gave us a chance. Obviously, the basket got big for Matt, and his teammates did a good job finding him. Norrance played like an absolute warrior tonight when Tariq went down, so we had some big-time individual performances when we needed it most. But again, nothing but respect for Michigan State, and we're excited to live another day and get to play on Monday night.
Questions for the Texas Tech student athletes. If you have a question for Matt or Norens, please raise your hand. We'll send a microphone in your direction. We have 2. Let's start. Sure. On the left of the aisle. Go ahead, Mike.
For both of you guys, Mike Barber, Richmond Times-Dispatch. Can you just speak to what was so effective for you defensively, limiting their field goal percentage, and then particularly the defense on Winston?
It was a combination of them missing some open shots. They're a great team, and just what we do every day, our toughness, our grit, to fight every 40 minutes, every possession. We just brought both. They're a great team, credit to them. They missed some shots, and we were able to capitalize on that.
On the right side toward the center of the room.
Jim Suhan, Minneapolis Star-Tribune. Matt, what was it like shooting in an arena like this, and why do you think you had such a big night?
Well, it's different for sure. We got here a couple days early, got to get used to it. I had a great shoot around today, and the basket just got big for me. All week I've seen this verse, the scripture verse, Joshua 1:9, just coming up all the time, and it's, have I not commanded you to be strong and courageous? Do not be afraid or discouraged. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. And, I just really felt that verse tonight. Felt like he was there with us, playing out there on the floor. And, the basketball got big, and my teammates found me.
Up front on the right side, Jeff.
Jeff Goodman with Stadium. Matt, Air Force to South Dakota to the national title game. What does that feel like?
I can't explain it, man. It's been a heck of a journey. A lot of people have helped me get to this point, have helped me along the way, and I'm living the dream right now. I'm so grateful I got another opportunity. I'm so grateful for this coaching staff believing in me, and these guys, my teammates believing in me and welcoming me into this program. I love South Dakota. I love the people there, and I'm thankful for my experience at Air Force too. It's just been a journey.
Next question, center of the room.
Lucas Weiss, the last word on sports. Matt, congrats on the win. Can you speak about the support from Texas Tech school, from the fans? I mean, at the end of that game, it reached a pandemonium level from where I was sitting in the media.
Yeah, it was a pandemonium for sure, man. It was crazy in there. Our fan base is electric. They've been with us since day one, since we got here, and I know they were supporting last year, and they've been amazing. I know flights to Minneapolis and tickets and everything was so expensive, but for them to come out here a long ways away from Lubbock, I know a lot of people that drove like 16 hours, and it just shows the support we got, and we're so thankful for that.
We're going to go to the 4th row toward the center. We're going to use that front left microphone.
Norrens, Joe Christensen, Star Tribune. They had no points from their post players in the first half. First of all, did that, as well as you expected to play, did that surprise you to shut them down? And what was the key?
They're great players, great interior players. They're tough, gritty. We just try to do a good job on them, slow them down as best as we can. Not just me and Tariq, but our whole team since we've switched. I thought our smaller guys battled. They really fought in there. Were able to help us keep switching the whole game, and it just helped us towards our game plan.
Continuing with questions for the Texas Tech student athletes, right in the center.
For both Norrens and Matt, Jared Johnson, InsideTheRedRaiders.com. When Michigan State made that 8-0 run, what did you say to each other, and how were y'all able to, still get it done?
Norrens first, please, followed by Matt.
Stay poised. Be tough. Everything that helped us get to this point, we can't just let it go to waste just because in this game they made a run. We know they're a great team, but great teams are going to make runs at this stage in their journey. So we just got to stay poised, hunker down, remind ourselves that we're here for 40 minutes, not just that 4 minutes that they go on the run or 8 minutes, all 40. Stay tough, stay grinding, and it'll come out in our favor. So that's what we did.
And Matt.
No, we've been there a couple times this year. Teams have come back on us, made runs. Playing in the Big 12 is a great experience for moments like that. I mean, can't quite replicate the Final Four atmosphere and stuff like that, but, we played a tough schedule, and one of the best leagues in the country got us ready for that moment.
Right side, left of the aisle, Mark.
Mark Herman from Newsday in New York. Matt, you had referred earlier about that conversation the coach had with the team about you've got enough talent to play the last Monday in the season. What made you believe him, and what do you think about that conversation now?
Yeah, he told us in the summer. I don't know if it was the first day, but it was early. He said, we have enough in this gym, in this, locker room right here to play in the final Monday night. And either coach is psychic or he might be psychic because here we are on the final Monday night, and we just believed him. We believed in each other all year long.
All the way in the back to the right of the aisle.
For both players, Patrick Mahomes was in the building cheering for you guys. What was that like, knowing he was there? I don't know if you noticed him or not.
Norrens first, please, then Matt.
Yeah. Pat's is a great friend of mine. He supports us all the time, not just our basketball team, but our baseball team. Just everything that he is embodies a Red Raider. He's a great ambassador for our school. He always shows support. He's not fickle. He's grinding there with us. And it was a blessing to have him here, and it was really exciting for all the guys. Matt, same question to you.
Yeah, pretty much what Norrens said. It was pretty cool to have the MVP of the NFL on our side pulling for us, and, he's a really great guy.
Is there a final question for the student athletes from Texas Tech? There's one on the left side in the back.
Choice Woodman, Double T 97.3 in Lubbock. This is for Norrens. Norrens, you had an injury that's kind of derailed you a little bit to have to redshirt. Do you look back at that as a blessing in disguise now?
Yeah, I think I planned it, so I'm here now. It definitely is a blessing. And the time, I knew it was something at the end of the tunnel. I'm a big believer in Christ has a big journey for me, a bigger plan for me. So when things like that happen, you just got to persevere and keep staying true to who you are. You can't get down. Whatever situation you're in, you just got to grind. And that toughness, luckily, it matches our program and everything we are here, so I'm thankful.
We want to congratulate Norrens and Matt and thank them for joining us here in the main interview room. They're going to head back to the locker room, which is still open for availability with all the Texas Tech student athletes. Questions for Coach Beard. If you have a question, please raise your hand. Let's start midway up the aisle on the right with Zach.
Where you going, Goodman?
Zach Braziller, New York Post. Chris, Matt equaled a season high 22 points. For him to do that on a stage like this, what does just say about what kind of player and character he has?
Well, he's obviously very, very talented. But the thing that really impressed me tonight was just his courage, just to be able to make those big plays and want to be in those moments. And when Culver was, I'm not going to say struggling a little bit. I think when Michigan State was focused on Culver so much, Matt had the courage to step up and take those shots. And he's making plays on both ends. I loved his poise. tonight. He's a special player.
Next question's up in front toward the center.
Weave.
The front left microphone, Matt. Go ahead, sir.
Kai McEwen, three-man weave. Coach, your team did so many good things tonight. What part of your game plan specifically do you think they best executed?
Well, it's the first thing I said in the opening statement. You know, like sometimes from time to time we like to think that we can maybe out-tough an opponent. But in this game, that was not our objective. The very first thing I told the guys on would have been Sunday night maybe, right when we knew that Michigan State was the team we were playing. We had a little team meeting, and I said, guys, look, you know, the objective is not to out-tough Michigan State. That's not going to happen. We're going to try to equal their toughness, and we're going to try to compete in this game that Michigan State, one of the toughest teams in college basketball. Once we do that, then it'll become a basketball game. There's some things that we'll try to do to give ourselves a chance to win. So probably that. The thing I'm most proud of is I thought for 40 minutes we went, you know, shot for shot with one of the all-time greats in college basketball, Michigan State.
On the right side, Jim.
Thank you. Congratulations, Coach. A two-parter, if you would. Number one, would you share with us the words that Coach Izzo said to you at the handshake? And then number two, in all your preparation, did you run into anything that surprised you for which you had to face, make adjustments, and it worked tonight?
Hey, Coach Izzo is just class. I mean, it's just kind of a surreal moment. And he just congratulated us, and he mentioned our toughness. And that word means a lot in our program. So in terms of the game and just adjustments, you know, we knew that they've got a two-tone attack. You know, they can go inside on you, and then obviously Cassius is special with the ball. So it was just picking and choosing moments. We threw a lot of punches out there tonight. We tried a lot of things on defense, and most of them worked. We were fortunate in that regard. I thought they missed a lot of shots that they normally make, but I do think you got to give our guys credit. We battled, we contested. You know, our objective was not to out-rebound Michigan State. It was just to be competitive and get our share. I thought tonight there were some times where we couldn't get the rebound, but we at least tipped it away from them. We just battled, was what I was most impressed with.
Midway back to the left of the aisle, Mike.
Yeah, Coach Mike Barber, Richmond Times-Dispatch. I'm curious, just your initial thoughts, not breaking down X's and O's, but matching up with Virginia, two of the top three defenses in the country. Is that a victory for coaches that preach defense?
I'm not sure. I have a lot of respect for Virginia. I watch them on TV all the time, and we study the things they do defensively. I think their offense is really, really efficient and good, too. I've always thought, like, they're related. You know, like, you can't play great defense unless your offense contributes to that. We would be a great example tonight when we take care of the ball and we play at the right pace and tempo. It allows us to do the things we want to do on defense. I think Virginia's very, very similar. I think their offense is explosive, but it works together with its defense. And then just like all other college basketball fans, you know, from the heartbreak of last year to be playing in the national championship on Monday night, it's just it's a story that you pull for. Coach is first class. I don't know him that well, but we were at a Final Four banquet, I guess, 2 nights ago, and just it was pretty cool hanging out with him. Everything I hear about him is he's like one of the best guys in the whole business.
All the way back on the right side, Billy.
Billy Witz with the New York Times. Chris, the way Culver was struggling offensively and he's in foul trouble and he looked like his body language was, you know, he's a little down. What did you say to him to kind of keep him engaged and then your confidence to kind of want the ball in his hands down the stretch?
Yeah, I just told him to stay the course and trust his teammates. You know, he's got guys out there that are ready to hit shots and guys out there to relieve the pressure. And then I thought in the first half I didn't do a very good job coaching. He wasn't getting the ball back much on the second touch. And against a good defense like a Michigan State, you're not going to score on the first touch. So I didn't think it was one of my better halves coaching offensively. Try to make some adjustments in the second half to help him. But the real message was to stay the course and trust his teammates.
On the left side.
Choice Woodman, Double T 97.3 Lubbock. Coach, when Michigan State went on that run at the end of the game right before the final media timeout, what did you say to your team in that media timeout?
Well, we work on 4-minute games every day, something we believe in. You know, we talk about there's 10 4-minute games in a college basketball game, and we want to try to win our share. And so that's what we wanted. We wanted a chance to beat them in the last 4 minutes. So regardless of what had happened up to that, we just cleared our minds and showed some poise and just said, hey, this is all we could ever ask for. You know, on the first day of practice, this is what we prayed for and hoped for, and here it is. So next play mentality. Let's try to make some adjustments. You know, and when they were making that run, I felt like maybe calling a timeout because with Tariq out, we were down to about 6-7 man rotation. But I thought that I might need the timeouts later on in the game for like press breaker or something. So I'm just glad it worked out. You know, it's one of those things coaches have to live with. If that run would have got us, then it'd have been a long summer for me personally.
This will be the final question for Coach Beard. Right of the aisle, Reed.
Coach, Reed Forgrave with CBS Sports HQ. You understand the history of Texas Tech basketball and the unlikelihood of you guys playing for the national title. And I'm curious, for you guys to get to this point, did it have to be a group like this of under-recruited guys and scrappers and a team that really buys in on that sort of defense mentality?
Why do you think it's unlikely?
Because you guys haven't not considered a blue blood, picked 7th in the Big 12. No, I don't. I wouldn't say this particular group is unlikely, but you know, given the history that Texas Tech's never made a Final Four before.
Well, I've only been the head coach at Texas Tech 3 years, so history's something you respect and study. But when you're in athletics and you're in competition, it's the team at hand. So last year we lost in the Elite Eight to the eventual national championship. You know, Villanova. So this year I think we're back on this stage. But you know, I respect the question, but basketball is a team sport. You know, and you get guys believing they can do something. So Texas Tech has great tradition. We won the Big 12 regular season championship this year. We tied it with K-State, who had some bad injuries down the stretch, or they could easily be on this stage. So, you know, I'm not sure. I respect the question, but you know, why not us? We got good players. We got a great university. We play in arguably the best league in the country. We won the Big 12 regular season title. We're a good team. We got good players. So, yeah, I mean, I think we deserve to be here, as do a lot of other teams. You got to get fortunate, but we did. But I'm looking forward to coaching these guys on Monday night.
We'd like to congratulate Coach Beard and thank him for appearing here in the main interview room. Coach, we'll see you again tomorrow.